Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Orchestrated Rams with Ian on the Rams Up Podcast Network. Today, we'll be breaking down Rams versus Titans Week 2 of this 2025 season out there in Nashville, Tennessee. It was the Titans' first home game, the first game for rookie quarterback Cam Ward, and man, the Rams house showed up. Rams Nation, the Ramley showed out strong there, according to our reports. And in this game, it was a defensive battle going into that first half. And then later, you saw the fireworks explode as finally the Rams offense made big plays, were able to punch it in for touchdowns. And then the turnovers were happening for both teams in majority of this game. So we'll be breaking down the top 5 most impactful plays of the game. And with that said, let's get into it. On this first impactful play of the game, first quarter, 8 minutes, 48 seconds, 4th and 1 situation for the Rams offense as the game is tied 0-0 at this point. And on this 4th and 1, I mean, hey, the Rams are making a gutsy decision as they're around midfield, right? They don't get this first down. They turn it over on downs to the Tennessee Titans when they have good field position. So they decide to run the football here, but not a traditional run with the running back. They decide to hand it off to a wide receiver on a jet sweep run play. But how does that all look before they snap the ball? Well, they're going to motion Puka Nacua right here in the slot. He's going to motion right behind the tight end area here. Now, he motions there initially because there's a lot of run plays where they have Nacua or Whittington or other wide receivers line up like a pseudo fullback and block upfield from that spot. So they motion him there, okay? Then, on the snap of the ball, Kyren Williams is going to be faking the run to the left, but then he'll end up, blocking, faking it. You'll get every other lineman / tight end all area blocking to the left. Every single person. They're going to be, you can call it a reach block, you can call it many different names, but everyone is, think of it like zone blocking. In zone blocking, you're not necessarily blocking a specific person. You're blocking to a specific area. And whoever shows up in that area, you got to get that guy. So all the linemen are doing that. And then Alaric Jackson, he's going to be almost pseudo lead blocking to the outside as he's going to be blocking farther to the, left sideline. And then Whittington will be blocking forward. Adams will be blocking forward. And then you're going to get Nacua. After that motion, he'll be getting the jet sweep handoff at a similar time as Kyren Williams is also faking the run there. So I hope that makes sense there. He's going to have a quick motion to one side, and then ball is snapped. Quick handoff. Williams is going to fake the run, so it'll hopefully, sucker up some interior defenders. And then, hey, hopefully Nacua gets that first down. And that's what the Rams offense is doing on this first play. And defensively, the Tennessee Titans are in their nickel package, meaning that they have 5 DBs on the field. And I'll circle them real quick. You got 1 defensive back, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, nickel package, meaning there are 5 defensive backs on the football field. And why they're in that in a 4th and 1 situation is, well, they're worried about the pass. Sean McVay is a very pass-happy offensive coach. So there's a high probability, at least 50-50, that the Rams would throw the ball even in this 4th and short situation. So because of that, they can't go full goal line style, just have all their big-body defensive guys on the field. So they're in their nickel package, which leans into what the Rams want to do, which is run the football. But as you can see here as well, Tennessee does have all their D linemen lined up pretty close, almost shoulder to shoulder, as they're worried about a run up the gut, which is the right defensive line kind of grouping you want, shoulder to shoulder, clog the run on the 4th and short. But again, because they have those 5 DBs, it leans into what the Rams want to do is run the ball to the outside and be able to get these smaller guys in a situation where they're going to have to tackle Puka Nacua, which, again, leans into what the Rams want to do. So let's let it play and see what happens. Okay, right here. So you saw him line up. Now, Nakua is going to be taking the handoff immediately. Jet sweep handoff, right? Jet meaning full speed. There is no slow motion. Jet, think like a plane, a fast plane. That's where the name comes from. So he's getting that jet sweep handoff. And sweep run plays, that terminology comes from an outside run play. And that name has stuck since the beginning of football for the most part, right? There's the Packer sweep. There's the Buck sweep. There's a bunch of different sweeps with different blocking styles. But usually when you hear sweeps, it's usually an outside run of some sorts. Very, far to the outside. So jet sweep here from Nakua. And at the same time, you see Kyron Williams also fake the inside handoff, which, hey, gets some of these guys here in the middle of the Titans defense to say, maybe Kyron's getting it on that 4th and short situation, which, hey, the Rams do have some run plays that look just like this. They don't hand it off on the jet sweep to a wide receiver. They end up handing it off to a running back like Kyron Williams. So that does a good job there. And let's go a little bit forward here. Okay, right here. Let me just move this out of the way here. One critical missed tackle. Xavier Woods, the free or strong safety, or however you want to look at him, totally, as you see him on the ground there, misses a tackle on Puka Nakua. Let's rewind it a couple seconds, and you can see what I mean here. So, okay, he is unblocked when this play is starting to develop after it snapped, and he has an open shot in Nakua to be able to save this from being a big gain, but he totally whiffs. Let's go forward a little bit more. I mean, look he's got a shot on him and totally misses as he's there on the ground. Now, you could see everyone else on the offense, blocking to the outside there and doing a good job, right? You got Alaric Jackson on a man. Devontae, did the best job he could. Whittington's out there causing a pile as well. But what a poor job overall by the Tennessee Titans defense. There's plenty of defenders to be able to rally and trip up Nakua or whatnot, but Puka Nakua is one of the strongest wide receivers in the entire NFL. He's not just a pass catcher. I mean, the guy is fantastic. Run after catch, can give him handoffs like this play here. And the dude just absolutely run-throughs everyone's poor effort there from Tennessee. And he escapes that pile. Could you believe it? I can for sure. Let's let it play a little bit more. And look at, he broke free. There he is off to the races. And look how many Titans defenders were back there. They all had a chance. And again, the biggest one being Xavier Woods, who was on the ground, a couple frames ago. He had a total kill shot, missed it. Did Nakua make him miss? Maybe, probably, but doesn't matter. He had a chance to get this thing stopped, to at least be a short gain, if not, him getting the first. But no one could rally. Shout out to all the linemen there doing a good job. And there goes Puka Nakua off to the races. See you later. What a crazy impactful play this was early in this game. And Titans had a chance to stop it, and they could not do it. So good job by the Rams. And hey, I just think a poor job by Tennessee here. But great execution and a great job by Puka Nakua just being a tough guy to bring down no matter what. On the second impactful play of the game, second quarter, 49 seconds left before halftime as the Tennessee Titans have the ball, 3rd and goal in the red zone as the Rams lead 10-3 at this point of the game. So it's been a defensive battle, but here are the Tennessee Titans knocking on the door, trying to tie it up. And on this play, they decide to pass the football, and we'll draw the routes out as such. So on the far outside, you get a deep in route or dig route, whatever name you like. You'll get a deep crossing route or drag route. He's going to be crossing deep to the middle of the field, not necessarily an in or post, kind of just dragging across the field, if you can think of it in that terminology. So crossing or drag route, whatever you like. And then you have the running back Pollard here, going to block, and then he'll sit down in the middle there as a quick little check down as a last resort. Tight end will be running to the flats, so he'll be running short to the outside. And then you get this next wide receiver running what I like to call a stop route. So he's going to run up to a certain point in the end zone, and then he's going to be, stopping right there. I'll probably draw that a little bit better, truthfully. So not necessarily like an in. I drew that a little wacky. And then there you go. More like that. It'll stop right there. So there are the routes for the Tennessee Titans on this 3rd and goal situation. Defensively, the Rams are in their own nickel package again. What does that mean? That means there are 5 DBs on the football field. All right, you could take out a linebacker, you can take out a D lineman, whatever grouping you want, but they have 5 DBs on the field, nickel package. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be Emmanuel Forbes, Cameron Curl, Cameron Kitchens, Quentin Lake, and Kobe Durant there. With, of course, 1 traditional linebacker. That would be Omar Speights. Another traditional linebacker. That would be Nate Landman, lined out outside there. And then you have your 2 outside linebackers, 2 defensive tackles. But again, nickel package, 5 DBs, and that is what the Rams are in right now. So they're defending the pass. That is what that grouping means for the most part. And out of this look, I believe they're running combo coverage. What does that mean? That means one side of the field is running one type of pass coverage. The other half of the field is running something different. So I'm going to draw a little dotted line down the middle, so it will make a little bit of sense. And what is going on the top of the field, or the top of the screen, I should say, I believe they're in man-to-man coverage. You're going to get Quinn Lake man here. You're going to get Kobe Durant man there. You're going to get the other safety covering deep on that part of the field. And then the opposite side, I believe they're running a variation of cover 6 or cover 4, depending on how you want to look at it. Cover 4 meaning there would be 4 people responsible deep. But if we cut the field in half, there's not going to be 4 people. There's only going to be 2 people responsible deep on this side, this half of the screen field here. So Emmanuel Forbes will be responsible deep on that portion of the deep field. You'll get the other safety deep on that other portion on that side of the field there. And you're going to get Nate Landman underneath. And then Omar Speights will be obviously zone in the middle there. So again, half the field running man-to-man with the safety up top deep. The other half is running a variation of, I'll say, cover 4, but only 2 guys are responsible deep since we're cutting the field in half. So again, combo coverage. One half is a little bit different. The other half is equally as different. And I think that's what the Rams are doing here. But I think it's important to point out here that this bottom half running the half cover 4, they're running it cover 4 match. Now, what does that mean? That means when somebody, a pass catcher, enters your zone you're responsible for, whether that's short or deep, intermediate, you have to now play man-to-man. So once somebody enters into your zone you're responsible for to cover, you got to run with them for the rest of the play like it's man-to-man. You're not going to pass them off like, oh, he left my zone, he's someone else's responsibility now. No. Once he enters in your part of the field you're responsible for, you got to run with that guy until the play is over. So that is what is going on at the bottom half of the field, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Top half, man-to-man with the safety up top. Bottom half, running half cover 4, match zone. Okay, cool. And on top of all that, you're going to get the pass rushers, of course, at the bottom. You're going to be getting a stunt between rookie Josiah Stewart and second-year man Tyler Davis. And what a stunt is that pass rushers, whether it be D linemen, backers, whoever, they're going to line up at one spot. They're going to attack forward, and then they're going to end up switching and attacking a different direction to get to the quarterback. So you're going to get Tyler Davis. He's going to attack forward at first, and then he's going to wrap around to try to get to the quarterback. You're going to get Josiah Stewart. He's going to attack forward at first, and then he's going to wrap around to the right to try to get to the quarterback. So that is the long story short on what a stunt is. 2 guys, 3 guys, could be more, but at least a couple attack one way at first and then switch around to attack a different way. And you're either crisscrossing, there's so many different combinations, but that is what's happening up front with, of course, the other guys just traditionally rushing upfield. But that is the stunt there that is going on top of all the combo coverage in the back. So it's a lot going on, but that's what the Rams are doing, as they have a very complicated defense, as they like to have totally different looks each play. Sometimes it's a little more simplistic. Sometimes you get, some hardcore stuff like this, but it's fun to analyze it, and I hope you guys enjoyed all that breakdown there. So let's let it play and see what the heck happens. Okay, boom. You saw it. How about that stunt, right? You had Josiah Stewart attack up front at first, and then now he's whipping around. You saw Tyler Davis, who lined up inside. He was attacking upfield at first, but now look at it, he's working to the outside. So that's the stunt. And then you see all the other coverage going on, right? You got the man up top. You got the match half cover 4 at the bottom. And let's let it play a little bit more here. Okay, so to my point about the match zone real quick, you see here Nate Landman, someone entered his zone, so now he's got to run with them for the rest of the play. Emmanuel Forbes, someone entered his zone deep, and now he's going to run with them for the rest of the play. So yes, they were playing zone, but the match part of it means like, hey, once someone enters your area, you got to run with them now. So that's what ends up happening. But of course, safety deep there. And then safety responsible deep. And then you got, again, man and man there with him being zone underneath Omar Spates. Okay, let's let it play a little bit more there. Okay, everything's covered up pretty dang nice here. You see everyone is on somebody. No one is open. The pass rush is getting there. Look at Tyler Davis. His stunt worked out pretty well when he faked inside, then started rushing to the outside. He's got a shot on rookie quarterback Cam Ward here. As man, oh man. Good job, Chris Shula. This play design was called up nicely and executed nicely up until this point. But let's let it go a little bit more here. Oh man, Tyler Davis could not get his hands or get the immediate, game-changing pressure on rookie quarterback Cam Ward, as Tyler Davis unfortunately lost outside contain. As you can see there, had a chance, but there he goes. Free to the outside. And again, outside contain is what you think it is. Making sure no one goes to the outside. You are responsible to contain it and make sure the quarterback's not there. Because look at all that green grass that Cam Ward has to be able to buy more time and make a throw when Tyler Davis, unfortunate. And again, he is a D tackle. He is not known for speed, and no D tackles really are known for speed, but it's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to get there, and Cam Ward with his athleticism was able to get to the outside there. So okay, let's let it go a little bit more. And okay, you see receivers are all pretty locked up, but unfortunately rookie wide receiver Iomatter says, all right, we're in scramble drill mode. The original play is toast. Let's just get open and play some backyard style football. He realizes it and says, okay, I'm going to run to an area where there's no one around. And he wisely says, all right, I'm running to the far opposite side of the end zone there. And I feel for corners. When there's this much time that has been allowed by the defensive pass rush for a quarterback to run around, buy extra time, find somebody open, it's impossible for DBs, no matter how good they are. Prime Jalen Ramsey, prime Darrelle Revis, prime Deion Sanders. It's a tough ask for any guy in the secondary, no matter what era. Hey, run with wide receivers. Don't hold. Don't PI. Don't do this. Don't do that for 5+ seconds. And unfortunately for Emmanuel Forbes, he did a damn good job, but too much time by the pass rush. They did not get to Cam Ward, and Cam Ward makes an insane throw. Let's let it play a little bit more here. I mean, holy crap. There's the ball there in case you can't see it. I mean, golly. What an insane throw. The cardinal sin for a lot of quarterback coaches, right? When you're on one opposite side of the field, right, the right in this case, don't throw all the way across to your left. You usually are going to throw an interception. That's a risky throw, but Cam Ward with his arm talent makes an incredible throw, and unfortunately, Io Manor comes down with the throw, and poor Emmanuel Forbes, he just had no chance on that play to be able to run with a wide receiver for that long there. So boom. Damn, touchdown by the Tennessee Titans. And I like the play call defensively. Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator, called a good play there. The pass coverage was excellent. The stunt was executed fantastic, but Tyler Davis couldn't seal the deal. He lost outside contain, and there was so much time for Cam Ward to make a throw and a touchdown throw, and they tied the ball game at this point. I mean, what an impactful play this was. And sometimes you call up the right stuff, but a special player can make special things happen, and Cam Ward, the quarterback for Tennessee, did it on that play. Wow. On this third impactful play of the game, second quarter, 32 seconds left. Rams are in a 1st and 10 situation, as this is right after Cam Ward has an amazing touchdown pass to tie it up. But here the Rams are. They're going to try to get some type of drive going and get maybe a long field goal opportunity for their kicker, Cardi. But here they are, 1st and 10, and they're going to pass the ball, of course, here. So we'll get the routes. Tutu Atwell will be running an out route. You'll have Devonta Adams in the slot there. He'll be running a skinny post. Why it's a skinny post is that it's not necessarily posting to the middle of the field there. It's kind of skinnier. It's not as direct. Almost like a deep slant route, if that makes sense. But skinny post, that's what we like to call it. Then you'll have a little check down by Williams out of the backfield here. You're going to get Tyler Higbee, the tight end. He'll be running a streak or go route, whatever name you like to call it, right up the field, going deep. And then Nakua at the top, he'll be running an out route as well. So, hey, either middle of the field deep, or they're trying to hit the outsides and get the clock stopped. That makes sense there on the Rams side of things. Now, defensively, for the Tennessee Titans, they're in their dime package. Dime package meaning that you have 6 DBs out there on the field, right? So 6 DBs. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got 6. And out of this, it is very pass protection heavy, or pass defense heavy, I should say. And you want your fastest guys out there to defend the pass. You want your quicker DB guys who are used to those responsibilities, right? The more the merrier in any situation where the opposing offense is going to be throwing the ball a ton. So that's what the Tennessee Titans are in, grouping-wise. And out of this look, they're running a very interesting concept here, which I believe is cover 6 robber, which you don't see a ton. And maybe somebody screwed up their responsibilities, and maybe this isn't correct with what was called for the Tennessee Titans. But why do I think that? Okay, let's talk about it. So cover 6 is half cover 4, half cover 2. So cover 4, quickly, is 4 people responsible deep. Cover 2 means only 2 people are responsible deep in pass coverage. Okay, so cover 6 comes from 2 people are splitting up half the field. So I'm going to draw some dotted lines down the middle here. half the field will look like cover 4, meaning 2 people would be responsible on one side or one half of the field, and then only one person would be responsible deep on the other. So it's half cover 4 and half cover 2, so 4 plus 2 equals 6, and that's where the name cover 6 comes from. So yes, there is 3 people responsible deep, but 2 are on one half of the field and 1 has responsible for the entire other half. So with that said, what is robber? Robber usually means a safety from way back here. It could be either guy. One of them is not going to be playing deep at all. They're going to scoot very much forward, almost to where a linebacker would be, and cover there, which is called robber cover, or robbering, or being the robber player in a coverage, meaning like, hey, the safety's coming down. He's fooling the offense, the quarterback. He's not going to play deep. He's going to try to rob the quarterback, maybe catch him slipping, catch him not seeing him, and try to make a play underneath there. So I say all that, cover 6, robber, because this safety here, he's going to come down and robber. You're going to get this safety deep there. You're going to get this other corner deep there. And then you're going to get zone underneath. You're going to get zone underneath. And then I believe this other corner is responsible deep. But at the same time, I also think he's reading whatever Puka Nacua is doing. So his responsibility initially is deep. But if Puka Nacua gets to a certain yardage, right, maybe Nacua runs past 7-8 yards, then it just switches, hey, you're just going to be man-to-man, which is what I think happened on this. So cover 6, 2 people deep on one side, 1 person responsible deep on the other, with robber underneath. As you see that safety going down the middle. And what also makes this defensive play call very unique and complicated for opposing offense is that you have this linebacker here, as I'll change the color here to help out. You're going to get Cody Barton lining up like he's going to blitz, right? He's lined up there by the guard, showing like, hey, I'm coming after you, Stafford, in the offense there. But no, that is not what happens at all. He is going to be dropping to the short area of the bottom of your screen or the right side of the field, right? There's got to be somebody covering short underneath, so he's not going to blitz. He's going to be running back all the way under here to cover the short area of the field. So he's bluffing. So what is this defense here? Pretty complicated in my opinion. It is cover 6 robber with a bluff blitz. Bluffing meaning they're faking it and no one is blitzing, with, of course, everyone else just rushing the passer. So very, very unique coverage here. Very unique bluff here on the blitz. And this is this NFL high-level defense that you hear, quarterbacks get fooled by all the time, where it's just a lot of moving parts. Quarterbacks get fooled in various different fashions and, see something pre-snap, right? You see everybody lined up, and then post-snap, meaning when the ball is hiked, it's just completely different. And this defensive play call is exactly that. So let's let it play and see what the heck happens. Okay. Boom. Right here. Let's pause it. Okay. So you see why I thought it was cover 6. He's deep. He's got that part deep. And then I think at a certain point, this corner was going to also go deep. But at the end of it, he was like, hey, I'm sure he was taught this coaching-wise. That, hey, if Nacua goes so many yards, you just got to be man-to-man with him. So that's what ends up happening. Then this defender would stay deep just based on his back pedal. He really wasn't turning and running with Tyler Higbee at all. You get the safety, right? He started here originally, but he came down underneath. Then you have underneath. And then look at Cody Barton here. As I put a little star above him. Wow. He started, remember, by the line of scrimmage. and then he bailed back. And look what Matthew Stafford decided to do here. Stafford said, okay, you want to play that close? I can beat you to the out route. As you see Stafford, he's throwing it to Tutu Atwell here. And what a great job by the Titans linebacker, Cody Barton. He bails so fast out of that faking of the blitz, right? The bluff blitz. And he gets to his spot perfectly. And, well, let's let it play a little bit more here. Boom. I mean, he totally intercepts that pass. I mean, what a hell of a job there by him. And again, he started way over here and bailed back just in time. He had the right amount of speed and quickness and made a play on the football, intercepted Stafford's pass, and turnover immediately right after they just scored a touchdown as well on the Tennessee side of things. What an impactful play this was. What a complicated defensive play call this was. And it was executed perfectly by this Tennessee defense. And, you know, a future Hall of Fame quarterback like Matthew Stafford, he said in his post-game press conference, he was like, well, I didn't think he was going to make it, and he got me. And this is part of the complicated defensive schemes that you see in the NFL. You'll see them lined up one way. They'll play a totally different type of coverage than what you think is going to be based on how they're lined up before you snap the ball, hike the ball. And then you got bluffing blitzes, and you got guys that are able to jump and run to areas you didn't think they were going to be able to get to, and you're able to fool veteran Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. What a crazy play call this was defensively. And, hey, the Rams got, Matthew Stafford got, and again, what an impactful play this was as Tennessee, kicked a field goal and took a lead going into the half based on this play. Wow. Really incredible defensive stuff here for sure from Tennessee. On this fourth impactful play of the game, we're going to jump all the way to the fourth quarter now. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in the ball game. Tennessee offense in a 2nd and 8 situation as the score right now, Rams are up 20-16 as, hey, they had some good moments, but hey, Tennessee is still hanging around, still competing, still making plays, and here they are trying to get some more points, extend the drive. And in the 2nd and 8 situation, they decide to pass the football. And we'll start at the top. So you're going to get a stutter and go, meaning not necessarily a true double move. So up the field, you're going to get a little stutter move, meaning that the wide receiver is going to kind of slow down, give a little shimmy shake, maybe chop his feet a little bit to make it act like, hey, maybe I'm going out, maybe I'm going in, maybe I'm going to turn around. Not a full double move where he's running almost 2 different routes. It's a little shimmy shake and then continue up the field on that go route or streak route, whatever name you like to call it. You're going to get the slot receiver here running a deep drag or crossing route. So he's going to, cross or drag across the field there. Not necessarily an in route or a go route right up the field. So there's that. You're going to get the tight end running to the flats, short. Running back Pollard going to help block real quick and then go to the middle of the field for a little check down. And then this next receiver here will also be running a shorter in route as well. And that's what Tennessee is doing on this 2nd and 8 situation. Now, defensively, the Rams are in their nickel package. And again, nickel package meaning that you have 5 DBs out on the football field. I wrote that a little sloppy. Apologies. So with those 5 DBs, who do you have? Cameron Kitchens. You have Darius Williams in for an injured Akella Witherspoon. You have Emmanuel Forbes. You got Quentin Lake. And then Cameron Curl. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 5 DBs on the field. Nickel package. And with this, you get your 2 traditional inside linebackers. Nate Lemon and Omar Speights. And then, of course, the front rushing the quarterback on this. So out of this nickel package, the Rams are running cover 1 man. The 1 in cover 1 means one person is responsible, Steve, and that will be Cameron Kitchens here. The lone guy, he's responsible deep. And everyone else is going to be in man-to-man. So how does that look? You're going to get man here, man there, man here, curl man on the tight end. You're going to get man here with Omar Speights. And then that leaves Nate Landman. He's going to play zone underneath short. So man across the board, zone short. And then the one in cover one, Kitchens will be deep as the lone guy. So cover one man out of this nickel package. And that's what the Rams are doing. So let's let it play and see what the heck happens. Okay, let's pause it right there. I mean, what a great job by everyone here. Great man-to-man coverage. Everyone is doing one hell of a freaking job here, right? You can look across the field. Not bad there. Again, you can say, oh, look at the wide receivers running free. Okay, you have man there good, man here good, man there good. And then obviously Kitchens is there to help deep, right? Then you have Omar running with the running back and then Landman zone underneath there. So pretty good job by everyone on the back end, in my opinion. And then as you look by the line of scrimmage, everyone did such a great job. You get two Rams defenders immediately closing in on rookie quarterback Cam Ward there. As, hey, without that good pass coverage, man-to-man coverage, by the way, you wouldn't be able to get that extra time for the pass rushers to get home. But, there he is. Agent Zero, his nickname. And that is outside linebacker Byron Young, as he's had a fantastic first game against Houston, and he's continued to have a great start to his third year in the league here. And he totally beats his man, right? Beats the offensive tackle, was patient with the bull rush, and then was able to swim around. And there he is. Jared Verse also going to, meet him in the backfield. And let's let it play a little bit more. Boom. Did you see that? The ball came out. And there it is, that little circle right there. What a great opportunistic strip sack on the quarterback there. As, yes, he was probably going to get him down, but, man, to get that ball out, great timing by him and just great overall play strength, right? Cam Ward is a big, strong, young player. So, hey, for you to knock out the ball against him, pretty impressive in my opinion. It's not like he's some skinny, small quarterback like some other players that are in the National Football League. So, boom, knocks it out. Let's let it play a little bit more here. And then Nate Landman. My goodness, talking about another guy who's had a great start to the season. You see him dive there from his pass coverage in the middle of the field, right? He was over here, sees the ball, and he bails over to get that football. Humps on it. I know he picked it up and ran with it for a little while, and it looked like he was going to get, a touchdown, scoop and score. But after review, they said he was down at that moment. He got the football, but what a heads-up play by him as well. I mean, these Rams, they're opportunistic. They find the football. They cause a turnover at the right times. And Byron Young being patient, fighting through the block, the pass block of the O-lineman, the offensive tackle, gets the sack, the strip sack. Nate Landman bailing to go get the football. And then again, you got to shout out that pass coverage by the Rams secondary there. And man-to-man did one hell of a job, made Cam Ward hold on to the football, which is how all of this unfolded. So what an impactful play that was. Great execution by the Rams defense. And then the front guys, front seven there, just making plays when they needed it. And it changed the game drastically when they recovered this fumble here. On this fifth and final impactful play of the game, fourth quarter, 9 minutes, 44 seconds left. 3rd and 5 situation for the Rams offense here, as this is the drive right after they got the turnover on Cam Ward strip sack. And here they are, leading 20-16, trying to extend the lead and, get a touchdown and really open up, a possible winning streak going into 2-0. So, out of this formation, out of the shotgun, they decide to pass the football. So let's draw the routes. You're going to get a corner route by Tyler Higbee. Williams, the running back, will stay home and pass protect. You're going to be getting a little stop route by Jordan Whittington. And what that is going up the field and just kind of turning around there. Turning around, I like to call it that. Puka Nacua is going to motion across the field before the ball is snapped. And usually with motions like that, what that helps with is if a defender follows him, then it's likely man-to-man. If a defender doesn't, then it's likely zone. Doesn't have to always be that case, but that just is something that could help out the quarterback and the wide receivers, reveal the opposing defense's pass coverage. So once he gets to his spot down at the bottom there, he'll be running a short drag or crossing route. So then he'll come across the field that way there. And then you're going to get Davante Adams at the top of the screen. He will be running a little stutter and go. So he'll run up the field, give that little shimmy shake like he's maybe going to do a double move, right? Run in, run out, and then up the field. So he gives a little shimmy shake and then proceeds to attack upfield and run that go route or streak route, whatever you like to call it. So that is what the Rams offense is doing on this 3rd and 5 situation. Little motion with Puka across the field and a little stutter and go at the top of the screen with Davante. And there you go. Rams offense there. Defensively, the Tennessee Titans are in their nickel package, meaning they got 5 DBs on the football field. All right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And out of this look here, they're going to be running cover 0 blitz. And what does that mean? That means that there are 0 people responsible deep. Everyone is in man-to-man coverage, and then obviously you're blitzing. So what that is that you're taking a calculated risk to say, all right, we're sending extra people to go get the quarterback. No one is responsible deep. Everyone's going to be man-to-man, and hopefully, our defenders are able to get there and get to the quarterback who are blitzing on that play. So let's let it play a little bit more here, and it'll make sense why it is as such. Okay, right here as the ball is getting snapped, you see the safety. Originally was up here, but as Nacua bounced to the outside on that motion, you see him come down to the short area of the field there. So you're going to get man here, you're going to get man there, man up top, and then man with Whittington right there. Everyone else is trying to rush at the quarterback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we're getting tons of guys trying to go get the quarterback there. So, again, with that, it's a calculated risk. You're hoping your 7 dudes could get the Matthew Stafford, pressure him, obviously, hopefully get the sack, turnover, etc., etc. Everyone else is on an island, man-to-man, with no one back there to help deep. So, that is that cover 0 man blitz that is going on there. So, let's let it play a little bit more. And then, boom, right here. Immediately, as pressure is getting to Matthew Stafford there, and Kyren Williams does an excellent job blocking here, if you can see that. Good job picking up that extra blitz there, Kyren Williams, the running back. But after that little shimmy shake by Davante Adams, L'Jarius Sneed, the Titans' money man at corner, right? They paid him a ton of money after trading for him from the Kansas City Chiefs after they won a Super Bowl. So L'Jarius Sneed's stock was as high as could possibly be then. Known for his man-to-man press coverage. Davante Adams gives that little stutter, and then as you see, he is starting to separate down the field. And as that is happening, right, routes are all still developing. Guys are barely hitting the top of their routes, right? They're barely starting to, look for the ball at all, right? You see Matthew Stafford immediately says, nope, I don't need to survey the field. We're going one-on-one to my guy 17 on the outside there. And again, he barely put on the stutter of that stutter and go route. And Matthew Stafford says, I trust it. I'm going to lay it out there, and immediately does that. And again, great job by the O-line, and just great decision-making by Matthew Stafford here to get that ball out and give his guy a chance. So that is that calculated risk that I talked about with Tennessee running that cover zero man blitz, is that if you don't get home, either the quarterback's going to bail immediately if he likes something, or you better hope that he throws a bad pass, or you better get home and get to him. So let's let it play a little bit more. And then as you could see here, Matthew Stafford, great decision to get the ball to Davante Adams at the top of the screen. But as you could see there, Davante is not known for being the speedster wide receiver, but all he needed was that little shimmy shake, that little stutter at the beginning of that stutter and go route. That gave him enough time to get separation from L'Jarius Sneed, their best player on defense, you could argue, in the DB room. And look at, that's as wide open as you could possibly get in the NFL without being completely by yourself, right? The NFL is a tough world. That's pretty damn open right there. And Davante did such a great job on that stutter and go route as Matthew Stafford lays it out there right into the end zone. Davante runs right under it and catches it for a touchdown. I mean, man, what an impactful play this was. What a great job by Stafford, the quarterback, recognizing the blitz, recognizing that he was going to get one-on-one coverage on that outside, and said, all right, let's take a shot with Davante. I believe in him to win on that route. And Davante Adams did exactly that, scoring his first touchdown as a Los Angeles Ram. What a great play call. What a great opportunity. And the Rams offense took advantage of it with this Tennessee defense being hyper aggressive. And, that calculated risk by Tennessee did not pay off. Rams score a touchdown and take a massive lead in this game and would eventually win it as they held on with that big lead and even scored some more points after this. But what an impactful play this was. Great execution by this Rams offense, and that calculated risk by Tennessee did not work out.